Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about employment. Why are some people growing faster in their employment? They are growing ranks and income, and some who are actually very hardworking, not growing at all. I have met several people, including an auditor that I worked with. This guy would work so hard. He would send me emails in the middle of the night and the following day at 4 in the morning. This guy would work and work and work. He had even gone to hospital because he was suffering from burnout. He was told, go for 2 weeks break and do not even look at a computer. Do not even think about work. Sleep, and sleep, or go on holiday but do nothing. Why? This guy was working hard, but in this audit firm he was not really growing. What is happening when you work too hard and not growing? What are the circumstances and situations that are making you not grow as fast? The first thing is you are not visible. You are too busy doing too many small things that are not being seen by management. You are very fast at fulfilling indicators, fulfilling KPIs, and if your organization does not have a way of measuring who is doing what and how they are doing it, you end up not being visible to the management, because management is impressed by not only day-to-day performance but also on how they're going to grow the business, how they're going to increase more income. But if you're doing the menial task, you end up not actually being seen, and this is a problem specifically for people who are in administration, people who do administrative tasks, secretaries, accountants, people who are said to be support staff. They work so hard, but because their work is not key to the organization, they end up not being visible. Because look at it, how does a manager in an insurance company look at the individual who is doing the sweeping? No matter how good they sweep, their minds are not looking at the sweeping. They're looking at, are we getting more insurance contracts out there? So some of these things are making you not be visible, and sometimes the work that you do makes you not visible. So ensure that whatever you do, you find some visibility. Either you try to be even more appealing and working closely with these individuals who can actually promote you or get you growing in your income or your status in your employment, but find something that is going to increase your visibility. The other thing could be that you are not a team player. Why is being a team player important? Remember, when you grow to become a manager, people are looking at whether you can be able to get a team to be able to perform beyond the call of duty, to be able to achieve organizational goals. Because a leader not only gives tasks and tells people do this, but he inspires people to work harder and as a team to be able to achieve the organizational goals. But if you yourself work alone, you do not consult people, you actually avoid people, then how can you grow if you cannot be able to work as a team? How can you manage a team if you yourself do not want to be part of a team? So if you're not a team player, no matter how good you are, you can never grow in your business, because you're just an individual who cannot really work collaboratively, and businesses are run because of collaborative effort of many individuals towards the same goals. Of course, the other thing is you're not a problem solver. Yes, you're not a problem solver. Have you ever met people, I call them funny, but sometimes they do it for their growth. People who look for a problem so that they can be able to provide a solution, but no one saw the problem. Or people who identify a problem that was not in existence and people are not looking at it, but they saw it as a problem. The guy who tells a management that, oh, we have a problem because this and this laws and this legislative action is going to limit our activities, going to limit our growth, even before the bill gets into parliament or the legislative arm of government, and tells the organization how to go about it, how to structure and how to move and avoid this headache before it becomes a headache. The individual who looks for the problem and not only highlights the problem but provides a solution beforehand. The problem is there are people who provide problems. You are the problem spotter, but you are not a solution provider. When you provide solutions, because remember, the thing about management, it's like a baby. Sometimes management is like a baby. You might assume your manager knows everything, but they don't. But when you show them that despite there being a problem, you are working towards a solution that is going to make their work a little bit easier. They might actually promote you from down there to close to them because you see the situation and you're able to provide the solution, and you're putting less mental efforts on their heads. If you're the kind of employer who goes to your boss all the time with problems, oh, I have this problem, I have this, and you expect your manager to give you all the solutions. And as opposed to somebody who goes to the management and tells them, this is a problem, this is my suggestion, what do you think about this? Who is going to be promoted? The problem solver, not just the problem spotter. The other thing is, if you have no conceptual mindset, if all you're thinking is administrative work, day to day, have you met our target today? Have you put a full stop in this sentence? Have you written an email to tell people this? Have you done this? But they do not think about the conceptual, like where the organization is heading or what the organization should be doing. It becomes problematic because you cannot look at the organization from a big mindset. This is because an organization exists beyond the commas, beyond the full stops, beyond the T, whether it had sugar, it did not have sugar, beyond that too, an ecosystem where it is operating as being a threat to other organizations, it itself being threatened by the other organization, it having opportunities that can be able to take advantage of, it having specific issues with legislation and all these things. And because of all these things that may actually make an organization stop, the small things that you are looking that are fine, they're things, but they do not make an organization grind to a halt. If you're the kind of person who only thinks about those small things, my friend, no matter how much you think about those small things and how much tea has not been cooked or has not been cooked well, you are not going to grow in an organization. This is because those are menial things that have no impact or bearing on the growth and potential of the organization. Have a conceptual mindset. Think about other things beyond the small nitty-gritties. If you're a micromanager, my friend, you might not grow to become the manager in that organization. Why? Because if you're micromanaging now, this small task down here, how about these other things up here that are actually more important to the organization? Do you have strategy? Are you a strategic thinker? Do you think strategically, where are we going as an organization? Or are you thinking about, did we cook tea today? So let's have a conceptual mindset, and it's going to help us greatly. The other thing is good interpersonal skills. People who have good interpersonal skills, who can be able to interact with people, people who can network with people, people who can negotiate with people without making people feel that they have been put to a corner. People who, despite being negotiated so hard against, would smile at the end of the day. People who have interpersonal skills are people who are going to grow in their organization. So have interpersonal skills. Don't just work at a corner, at a dark corner, not talking to people, not wanting to interact with people, not wanting to go to luncheons, not wanting to go to team efforts, nothing. You want to be on your own. The interpersonal skills are going to be great because not only are they giving you exposure, visibility that we talked about, but they are also going to help you to interact with individuals. And if you are at the top, the more you interact with individuals, the more you are able to inspire them, the more you are able to be able to have a collaborative effort to help you in the management of this organization. Interpersonal skills are very important. Again, the other thing is, sometimes you're not growing because of structural limitations. I'm sorry, but it happens. Maybe you're not growing because of your race. Maybe you're not growing because of your sex. Maybe you're not growing because of certain restrictions that are in your organization. Maybe they only promote international peoples to head the organization. Maybe certain positions are only put for international individuals. So if you work in a certain organization that is going to give you a glass ceiling before you feel that your glass ceiling has come, then maybe you need to leave this organization because you can do nothing about structural limitations in your organization. Maybe you're not growing because your organization is simply racist. Maybe you're not growing because they do not promote black people. Maybe if that is the organization that you have and those are the limitations that you see, maybe it is better you leave the organization, go to another one where there is no glass ceiling closer to your head. The other thing is, maybe it is the papers. Maybe you need to improve on your skills. Maybe you need to acquire a master's degree. Maybe you need to acquire a skill in a new thing. Maybe you need to upgrade your papers, because sometimes the organizations that look at your papers, not your personality and your capacity and your performance. There are people who just look at papers. They just give you promotions based on your papers, not on what you can be able to achieve for the organization. I'm sorry, but sometimes some organizations are so short-blinded or so short-sighted that they cannot be able to see beyond the paper that is in front of them. So upgrade your skills, grow your potential capacity because of the additional papers that you may actually get, and the additional qualifications, the additional seminars, the additional education opportunities, the additional trainings, and be able to incorporate them in your body of knowledge, because a knowledgeable or individual is much more attractive to an individual who has no papers. Because somebody who is evaluating these applications, when they just look at the paper value, they might not give you that promotion. So upgrade skills, upgrade what is relevant, and continuously learn and grow. Because somebody who is learning and growing is somebody who will be able to incorporate much more in terms of things they can be able to do to help this organization. I hope you are learning, you're growing, you're becoming better in your financial affairs. And even as we talk about how to grow in your organization, I hope that you have learned how to also grow in tandem also with your income. I hope that you are learning, you're growing, you're becoming better in your financial affairs. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment down in the comment section, and to like this video. Thank you for your time and your patience. Thank you, and enjoy your day.